Hi, this is Jonathan from Barn2. Have you ever wanted to receive information from your users and display it on your website? For example, public profiles or a business directory, maybe an events database, or perhaps a resource directory with user-submitted documents, or even an online marketplace with user-submitted products. By combining the right plugins, you can create user-friendly forms for your users and customers to submit content, save it in the WordPress database, and then display the data in a searchable table. This video will show you exactly how to do just that. First up, you need to get the required plugins. So we need a plugin called Pods, Gravity Forms plus Custom Post Type, and then to display the submitted form entries and any attachments in a neat table, we can either use Posts Table Pro from Barn2, which is what I'm going to do, but you could also use Barn2's Document Library Pro for a document resource, or their WooCommerce product table for a list of products. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of plugins, but don't worry. 2 of them are completely free, and they all work perfectly together to let you collect information from your users and then display it on your website. Links to all the plugins are in the description below. And once downloaded, install them in the normal way by going to Plugins, Add New, select the zip file of a plugin and install it. Once uploaded, activate, and where necessary, enter your license key. Now, when we've created our form, the information we collect will automatically create WordPress posts, which is great. But I don't want to clutter up my regular blog posts with form entries. I want to store them somewhere else to keep everything tidy and organized. So to do that, I'm going to create what's called a custom post type, to which I can assign all the entries from my form. Now, to do this, we need a plugin, and I'm going to use the plugin called Pods, which we downloaded and installed earlier. Now, if you're planning to store the user-submitted information in a post type that is created by another plugin, then you can skip this step. For example, if you're using Barn2's Document Library Pro plugin to store documents and resources, then it will create a post type for you. You only need to install the free Pods plugin if you need to create a section in the WordPress admin to store the data that your users submit. Okay, but in my example here, I am going to use the Pods plugin. So, in my WordPress admin, I'm going to go to Pods here, Add New, and then Create New. For content type, I'm going to choose Custom Post Type, and then name my pod, and I'm going to call mine Business Listing for the singular and Business Listings for the plural. Now, under Advanced Options here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to add Featured Image and Custom Fields, just by ticking those 2 boxes. And remember, you can come back to your pod custom post type and change any of the settings later. And then lower down under Built-in Taxonomies, I'm going to select Categories. And then I'm going to save my pod. And that's our custom post type created. If you look in the admin sidebar now, you'll see the new custom post type all ready to go. Okay, next, we need to create a form for our users to fill out. And I want the information from the form to create posts in our new custom post type. Okay, so for this, we're going to need the plugin Gravity Forms, as well as the add-on Gravity Forms plus Custom Post Type, both of which we installed earlier. Remember, if you need to download the plugins, links are in the description below. After installing the Gravity Forms plugin, you'll now see there is a section in the admin called Forms. Now, if I hover over it, I can select New Form like so. And you can give your form a name, and I'm going to call mine Business Listings, and then click Create Form. Okay, so this is where I can create my new form. Now, because I want to automatically create posts from the submitted information from my users, I need to use the post fields here. Just click the disclosure arrow to open up the options. Now, the first one is important. we need to have a post title. So I can either drag or just click it to add it to my form like so. Now you can only have one post title. If I click it in the form now, I can edit the options for this field. Now, as I'm creating a business listing, I'm going to rename this field to company name by changing the label here. And then coming down, and most importantly, because we installed the add-on plugin Gravity Forms Plus Custom Post Type, we now have an extra option here to select which custom post type this form will be assigned to. So I need to select the custom post type we created earlier called Business Listings, like so. Now leave the post status to draft, as that way you'll be able to moderate any submitted forms and edit them before they go live. Okay, so now I need to enter a few more fields. A body field for my user to write a description of their company services. So I'm going to change the field label here to company services. And to give them a hint, I can add a placeholder here, which you'll find under appearance. So I'll add something like this. Now I want them to choose a category, so I will add a post category field. And then I'm going to have my categories displayed as tick boxes. The categories here are created in categories under posts in WordPress. And I'll choose which categories I want displayed as the options. Next, I'm going to add an image with this field, and I will set it as the featured image. And I want them to load up a company logo if possible. And then lastly, I want to add the company website. So for this, I'm going to add a custom field like so. And then if I click on it in the form, I can then edit the options. So I'm going to change the label to website. And I'm going to change the type to website like so. And then I can select either an existing custom field name or you can create a new one. And so I'm going to select website because I've already created that. And let's make this field a required one, so they have to put a website address. You could also add a custom field for a file upload option as well. Okay, that will do for now. You can always come back later and edit the form further. So I'm just going to update the form to save it, and I'm going back to my WordPress admin. In the description below, you'll also find a link to more details on how to use the Gravity Forms plugin. So far we've created our custom post type business listings with the plugin Pods, and we've created our form with Gravity Forms. Now, to display the form, we need to create a page by going to our admin, to Pages, and then Add New. And I'm using the Gutenberg editor, so I'm going to add a block. And then there's an option here now to choose Gravity Forms, and then select the form I just created from the drop-down list. If you're using the classic editor, click the Add Form button above the WordPress toolbar. Now I'm going to click on the form part of the page, and I'm going to remove over here the title and description to avoid duplicating them like so. And I can add other content to this page if I want to. So I'm going to save the page, and then if we view it, we'll see our form all ready to be filled in by our users. And at this stage, if you see anything you want to change, head back to Forms and edit it. Okay, so let's test it out and fill in a dummy entry. So I'm just going to fill out the fields like so. And then once completed, I'm going to click on Submit. Now I'm given the notification that the form's been received. And if I go to my admin and look in my custom post type business listings, there's the first entry automatically saved as a post. And I can view all the data and edit if necessary. At the bottom here, you can see the custom field we created for the website URL. And over here, the status of the post is still set to draft, waiting for me to approve it. So once happy, I can click on Publish to approve the new business listing entry. And next, we need to create a table to display our business listings. So far, we've now created a custom post type, business listings. We've created our form that automatically creates posts in our business listings custom post type. Now the final stage is to create a table to display the listings. And for this, we're going to use the Posts Table Pro plugin from Barn2, which is the other plugin we installed earlier. But for the table, you could also use Barn2's Document Library Pro for something like a document resource, or WooCommerce Product Table, also from Barn2 for a product-based table. Remember, links to download all of the plugins are in the description below. For now, I'm going to use Posts Table Pro, and with the plugin installed and activated, I'm going to go to its settings, which you'll find under Settings here in the admin, and then click on Posts Table Pro. Now under Post Type, I can select my business listings. So this table is now going to display the info from our custom post type we created earlier. Here under Columns, I can tell the plugin which fields of data I want displayed and how I want them to look. And a full tutorial on this plugin is linked to in the description below. You can see I've renamed some of the columns by adding a colon and then adding my desired name. So I've changed the image column to logo and the title to company name. Let's take a look at the table so far. To display the table, all I need to do is create a page like so, go to Pages, Add New, and then just add the simple shortcode square bracket posts underscore table square brackets. And then save my page and view it. And there's my table displaying the first entry. Now, as more entries are made, I just need to approve them, and then they will automatically appear on this business listings page in this neat table. So I'm just going to add a few more entries, and I'll just pause while I do that. So if I refresh our table, we now have several entries, and we can see the powerful sorting and searching options available. You can sort by category, company name, etc., or just search for a particular company. All the sorting and searching options can be customized back in the plugin settings. Okay, so that's been a look at setting up a custom post type with pods, creating a form with Gravity Forms, and displaying the data automatically with Barn2's Posts Table Pro plugin. Links to all the plugins used and detailed written tutorials are in the description below. Thanks for watching.